Welcome back, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the world of British coins, specifically focusing on the 10 new pence coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II. We'll be counting down the top 6 most valuable and historically significant coins in this category. Make sure to stick around until the end to see which one holds the highest value in today's market. 1976 10 new pence. The 10 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968 as part of the UK's decimalisation process. Before decimalisation, British currency was divided into pounds, shillings, and pence, which was a more complex system. The 10 new pence coin was introduced to be worth 1/10 of a pound, aligning the UK with a simpler decimal system. The coin we're focusing on today, minted in 1976, is part of the first generation of these new pence coins. The obverse side features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, which was used on UK coins from 1968 to 1984. The reverse side displays a crowned lion, symbolizing England, designed by Christopher Ironside. Let's break down the design and specifications of this coin. Originally, the 10 new pence coins were made of copper nickel, 75% copper, and 25% nickel. Weight 11.31 grams, diameter 28.5 mm, thickness 2.03 mm. Edge milled with ridges for added grip. This coin was part of the larger 10p series that was in circulation from 1968 until 1981. In 1982, the text on the reverse was changed from new pence to just 10 pence. So, if you have a coin that says new pence like this 1976 edition, it's an earlier, now more sought-after version. So what makes the 1976 10 new pence special? In terms of mintage, this coin isn't particularly rare. Millions were produced for circulation. However, the value of this coin lies in its condition and whether it's part of a complete collection. Coins in brilliant, uncirculated, or mint condition can fetch higher prices, especially if they are graded by a professional grading service. That said, it's important to understand that for most circulated versions of this coin, the value will generally be more sentimental or as part of a historical collection rather than being highly valuable on its own. Now, let's talk value. If you've got a 1976 10 new pence in average circulated condition, it's typically worth around its face value 10p or a little more for collectors. However, in uncirculated condition, or if it's graded as MS mint state, its value can range between PS1 to PS5, depending on the market demand. On rare occasions, proof coins from 1976, which were not intended for circulation and are usually found in collector sets, can be worth more anywhere between PS10 to PS20 or even higher. So, while the 1976 10 new pence may not be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, it's a significant piece of British history and an interesting addition to any coin collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's these kinds of coins that tell the story of a nation's currency evolution. 1969 10 new pence. The 1969 10 new pence coin is an important piece of British numismatic history. Introduced as part of the decimalisation process, this coin was designed to help the UK transition from its old currency system to the modern decimal system we use today. To give you a bit of background, the UK began its move towards decimal currency in the 1960s, culminating in Decimal Day on February 15, 1971. But before that date, new coins like the 10 new pence were already in circulation. The 10 new pence coin was first introduced in 1968, with the 1969 version being one of the early issues. These coins replaced the old florin, which had a value of 2 shillings, and were intended to serve as the equivalent in the new system. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This iconic portrait was used on UK coins from 1968 until 1984. It shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, which was a wedding gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary. The reverse of the coin features a crowned lion, a symbol of British strength and heritage. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned artist and designer responsible for many of the UK's decimal coins. Now let's get into some of the technical details. The 1969 10 new pence coin is made from copper nickel, which is 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 11.31 grams and has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. These specifications remained consistent until 1992, when the coin was reduced in size and value to better match modern standards. Material copper nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight 11.31 g. Diameter 28.5 millimeters. Thickness 2.5 millimeters. Edge milled. So what's the value of a 1969 10 new pence coin today? As always, value depends on a few factors: condition, rarity, and demand. Since the 1969 issue was mass-produced and intended for general circulation, it's not particularly rare. However, coins in mint or uncirculated condition can fetch higher prices. In average circulated condition, the coin typically holds a nominal value, often around its face value or slightly more, around PS0.50 to PS1. However, uncirculated coins can range from PS2 to PS5, depending on their grade. If you're lucky enough to find a proof version or a coin in perfect condition, the value can be higher, but it's still within the range of PS10 to PS10 to PS20. It's also worth noting that this 10 new pence coin is part of the broader history of British coinage. The large-size version was in circulation until 1992, when it was replaced by a smaller, more efficient coin to match the demands of modern currency use. 1989 10 new pence. Before we discuss the value of this coin, it's important to understand its historical context. The 10 new pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1968 as part of the decimalization process, which replaced the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 1989 10 new pence coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This image shows the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, which she traditionally wore to the state opening of Parliament. An interesting note is that in 1982, the coin's reverse design featuring a crowned lion, symbolizing British strength and sovereignty, was slightly adjusted. However, by 1992, the coin underwent a significant change when its size was reduced from 28.5mm to 24.5mm, and its composition was switched from copper-nickel to nickel-plated steel. But the 1989 version still retains the original larger size. Now, let's break down the coin specifications. As mentioned, the obverse features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. The inscription reads Elizabeth II DG, Reg, FD 1989, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Reverse back, the reverse showcases a crowned lion designed by Christopher Ironside. This design remained consistent on the 10 pence coin from its introduction in 1968 until 2008, when it was replaced as part of a new series. Metal composition, the 1989 10 new pence is made from copper-nickel, with 75% copper and 25% nickel. Weight 11.31 grams. Diameter 28.5 millimeters. The thickness 2.3 millimeters. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity plays a significant role in determining value. The 1989 10 new pence coin was minted in large numbers, so it's not particularly rare in terms of availability. However, the condition of the coin is critical. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition hold more value than those showing signs of wear and tear. Proof versions of this coin, which were struck for collectors with a higher level of detail and finish, can command a premium. Additionally, error coins like those with misaligned strikes or double images could fetch much higher prices among specialized collectors. Now let's get to the big question: what is this coin worth today? For coins in average circulated condition, the value is generally close to face value, around 10 pence. However, uncirculated examples could be worth around PS1 to PS2. Proof versions in pristine condition might fetch between PS5 to PS10, depending on demand and market condition. If you happen to own an error version of this coin, the value could be significantly higher, potentially reaching PS2 or more, depending on the rarity and type of error. It's also worth noting that the market for coins can fluctuate, so if you're looking to buy or sell one of these, it's best to keep an eye on recent auction sales. In summary, while the 1989 10 new pence isn't a particularly rare coin, it's still an interesting piece of British numismatic history. For collectors focusing on the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin is a must-have, especially if you can find one in great condition or with a unique error. 1975 10 new pence. The 10 new pence coin was first introduced in the UK in 1968 as part of the decimalization process, which replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. The 1975 edition is one of the earlier versions of this coin, issued only a few years after the decimal system was fully implemented in 1971. On-screen text decimalization in the UK 1971, this coin remained in circulation until 1992, when the Royal Mint reduced its size to make it more practical for everyday use. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, you'll see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic image of the Queen appeared on British coins from 1968 to 1984. The inscription reads Elizabeth II DG, Reg, FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, the coin features a crowned lion symbolizing England. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, remained consistent across all 10 new pence coins until the redesign in 1992. The coin is made of copper-nickel, with a weight of 11.31 grams and a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, much larger than the modern 10 pence coins we see today now. Let's talk about the mintage numbers and how rare this coin actually is. In 1975, approximately 80 million 10 new pence coins were minted. While this sounds like a high number, the coin isn't exactly rare or scarce. Most of these coins were used for everyday transactions, and many are still found in decent condition. However, finding one in uncirculated or near perfect condition can still be a bit of a challenge, which brings us to the topic of value. So, what's the 1975 10 new pence coin worth today? Like most coins, the value largely depends on its condition. Here's a quick breakdown. Circulated condition in general, a 1975 10 new pence coin in circulated condition is worth around its face value, just 10 pence. Uncirculated condition, if you have one that's uncirculated or in mint condition, it could fetch anywhere between PS1 and PS3. Proof versions of this coin, which were specially made for collectors, can go for around PS5 to PS10, depending on their quality.on-screen text value range PS0.10, PS10, PS10. While it's not a particularly high value coin, it's still a great piece to add to any collection, especially if you're focusing on British decimal coins. If you're looking to add this coin to your collection, pay close attention to its condition. Uncirculated coins with a shiny, lustrous finish are always more desirable. Also, keep an eye out for any errors or variations, though none have been widely reported for the 1975 edition. Such coins can often bring a premium. On-screen text tips, condition variations. And there you have it, a full overview of the 1975 10 new pence coin. It's a piece of history from a pivotal time in British currency, and while it may not make you rich, it's still a fascinating 1968 10 new pence. Before we dive into the value, let's first talk about the historical context of the 1968 10 new pence coin. In 1968, the United Kingdom was preparing for decimalization, a huge change that replaced the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 10 new pence coin was one of the first decimal coins to be introduced, even before the official switch in 1971. This coin marked a pivotal moment in British monetary history. The 1968 10 new pence coin was designed to replace the florin, which had a value of 2 shillings. Interestingly, the florin was already worth 1/10 of a pound, so the 10 new pence coin had the same value in the new decimal system. This smooth transition helped people get used to the new currency. Now let's take a closer look at the design and specifications of this coin. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This particular design was used on all British coins from 1968 to 1984 and is easily recognizable. On the reverse, you'll see a crowned lion, symbolizing the United Kingdom. This design was created by Christopher Ironside and became iconic on British decimal coinage until it was replaced in 1992 when the 10 pence coin was reduced in size. As for the specifications, the 1968 10 new pence coin is made of cupronickel, weighs 11.31 grams, and has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. The edge of the coin is milled, giving it a distinct texture. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value. The 1968 10 new pence coin was minted in large quantities as it was part of the initial phase of decimalization. Because of this, it's not considered rare in circulated condition. In circulated condition, the coin typically has a value of around 20 pence to 50 pence, just a fraction of its original face value. However, if you have an uncirculated or proof version, the value can be higher, ranging between PS2 to PS5, depending on its condition. While it might not be a high-value coin, its historical significance as one of the first decimal coins makes it an interesting piece for collectors. So should you hold on to your 1968 10 new pence coin? If you're a fan of British numismatics or enjoy collecting coins with historical importance, then definitely. It's an affordable piece of history that represents a major change in the UK's currency system. 1977 50 pence. The 1977 UK 50 pence coin was minted during a significant era in British history, coinciding with the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, marking her 25 years on the throne. The coin, however, does not bear any special Jubilee design, as the commemorative Jubilee crown was issued that year for this purpose. The obverse of the coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This design was introduced in 1968 and was used until 1984. The portrait shows the Queen wearing a tiara, a key feature of this series. On the reverse side, we see the classic design by Christopher Ironside, introduced in 1969 when the decimal 50 pence coin was first launched. The design depicts Britannia, the personification of Britain, seated and holding a trident in her left hand and an olive branch in her right, with a lion resting at her feet. This design became synonymous with the 50 pence coin for decades. Let's take a closer look at the technical details of this coin. Year of issue 1977, metal composition cupro, weight 13.5 grams, diameter 30 millimeters, shape equilateral curve heptagon 7-sided, edge plane. The 1977 50 pence coin was part of regular circulation and had a substantial mintage of approximately 49,536,000 coins, making it widely available during its time. Now let's talk about what everyone's curious about: the coin's value. Given the high mintage, the 1977 50 pence coin is not considered rare. In average circulated condition, it typically holds a value close to its face value, around 50 pence to PS. However, as with all coins, condition is key. In better preserved, uncirculated conditions, the coin's value can reach around PS2 to PS5. Coins graded as brilliant, uncirculated, B, or in proof condition can fetch even more, with values ranging from PS7 to PS15, depending on the buyer and market demand. If you're thinking about adding this coin to your collection or already have one, here are some tips. Condition matters. As mentioned, the value significantly increases with the condition of the coin. Look for coins with minimal wear, clear details, and no scratches or marks. Storage. To maintain the value of your coin, store it in a protective holder or album to avoid damage. Authentication. While the 1977 50 pence isn't rare enough to have counterfeit issues, it's always a good idea to verify your coin's authenticity when purchasing from sellers, especially online. To wrap things up, the 1977 50 pence coin is a charming piece of British history. While it may not be among the rarest or most valuable, it's a coin that represents an important time in the UK, from Queen Elizabeth's Silver Jubilee to the country's continued evolution in coinage. Did you know that the 50 pence coin was the world's first seven-sided coin when it was introduced in 1969? Its unique shape was designed to be easily distinguishable by touch and to work efficiently in vending machines, a true innovation at the time. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more coin history and value insights. Let us know in the comments if you have a 1977 50 pence coin in your collection, or if there's another coin you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, happy collecting.